Hi, I'm Rich Miller. At Virtua, we believe citizens need to be informed about the important healthcare issues affecting their lives. That's why we're proud to support healthcare programming produced by the Caucus Educational Corporation and their partners in public television.
This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Virtua, Wells Fargo, Caldwell University, the New Jersey Education Association, Suez, ready for the resource revolution, Johnson & Johnson, and by Kessler Foundation, changing the lives of people with disabilities. Promotional support provided by NJ.com, small news, big news, true Jersey, and by NJ Biz, all business, all New Jersey.
This is One-on-One. I'm an equal American just like you are.
The jobs of tomorrow are not the jobs of yesterday.
Look at this. You got this?
Here it is, man. Look at that.
Life without dance is boring.
When you first heard that they were doing Charlie Rose and Gayle King, didn't you go, what?
Do you enjoy talking politics?
No. People call me because they feel nobody's paying attention.
Our culture, I don't think, has ever been tested the way it's being tested right now.
Such a good question. High five.
Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. I absolutely love this job at the Tisch WNET studio here in the heart of Lincoln Center. One of the reasons is the guests we have. Our good friend from CNN, Alisyn Camerota, anchor of New Day. Did you see your co-anchor there?
I did. How can I miss him? I know. I watched his whole piece with you. It was great. Great interview.
Chris Cuomo is great, right? You guys are good together. What's the whole thing with the chemistry in the morning? By the way, when can everyone catch you?
6 to 9 a.m., Monday through Friday.
What is the key to chemistry in the morning?
Well, I've always found that I really like my co-hosts, all of them, because I find them interesting and I find them funny. And Chris Cuomo is that. He's so funny. People don't know that. If you don't know Chris, because he's a serious journalist, he's on the front lines, whenever there's breaking news, he's out there, you don't know that he's like insanely funny. So when you see us laughing on the show, that's for real. He's actually cracking me up all the time. And I'm always interested in the way he's going to approach a segment, what he's going to ask. You know, I mean, I think that chemistry is actually sort of liking each other and really being interested in how you tackle the subject.
Let's talk a little bit about your background. Where'd you grow up?
New Jersey. Monmouth County, New Jersey.
Down at the Jersey Shore?
Yes. Best place in the world to grow up.
Isn't it best?
The best place to grow up. I mean, I honestly, I don't know who I would have been or what I would have been like if I hadn't grown up in Shrewsbury, New Jersey.
Shrewsbury?
Yes!
I was married the first time. I'm not Larry King. It's not like the first time at
Shadowbrook.
The Shadowbrook.
I knew it.
How did you know that?
Because I know who you are, Steve. I can figure this out.
Because that's where people get married down there. That's why. Yes, and that. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful part of the Jersey Shore. New York, to you, growing up there, meant what?
Oh, okay. So New York meant adventure. It meant sort of the big world. When I was in elementary school, I would come up here to see Broadway shows and to see the ballet and stuff like that. So that was always exciting. And then when I was a teenager, we were in love with some bands that would play at CBGB's or the Mud Club, and we would come up, you know, in high school to see them. And it was thrilling. So New York was always this sort of emerald city to me of Technicolor excitement. Now, you know, living here on a day-to-day basis is different than just like popping in for something exciting and you realize what a challenge it is to actually live here. But as a teenager, it was great to live 40 miles away.
How about broadcasting? The idea of broadcasting. I mean, I grew up, right, just on the other side of the river. So we're looking across Newark, New Jersey, and then Montclair, and this was always the idea, like this is where you wanted to be. And the idea that we're doing this right here with our partners at WNET in the heart of Lincoln Center, Broadway, you're like, hey, this is it,
Completely. Right? I would always come up to Lincoln Center shows when I was a kid, yeah.
But for you, did you say to yourself, I want to be a broadcaster out of New York City?
Well, I said I want to be a broadcaster. I said I wanted to be a reporter, and I wanted to be a TV journalist when I was about 15 years old. I was in high school, and I would always watch the Phil Donahue show. And Phil Donahue would be running around his studio audience with a microphone and, like, asking people questions. Right. And I thought, is that a job? can I do that? Can you make money doing that? I'm interested in people's stories.
Yes.
I'm interested in asking people's questions. Can you be on TV?
So it was Phil.
It was Phil.
By the way, Marlo Thomas was here just a couple months ago.
Really?
She's the best, too.
That's
So that got it for you. What was your first job?
My first job, I went to American University for broadcast journalism.
Down in Washington.
In Washington. And when I graduated, I went to work for a new small startup called Koppel Communications, which was Ted Koppel's production company.
Oh.
And I was the only person hired from outside of ABC. I was a desk assistant, you know, the lowest on the totem pole. And there was just about, I don't know, 7 or 8 of us. And I got to, for 2.5 years, study Ted, watch how he kind of boxed in people for all of his interviews. You know, he was known as a preeminent interviewer in that way. And so I was always logging his tapes. And so I got to hear his strategy for doing it. So that was my first job. And I've loved it ever since. It was the right choice.
16 years at Fox.
Yeah.
Started when?
Gosh, I think it started in 1998.
Only a couple of years after they started.
That's right. I was I'm sort of the freshman class. Shepard Smith, Rick Leventhal, Jay Wallace, who was just promoted there. He's behind the camera. Brett Baer. We were all part of sort of mostly the same class. And I was the New England correspondent for many years, 8 years in Boston before I came to New York. They moved me to New York. So I have a lot of history and experience with them.
Talk about the transition to CNN. What's it been like for you?
It's been great. I mean, it's been great. It's been a real dream come true. From the minute that I got there, you know, Jeff Zucker is a great person to work for.
The boss over at CNN.
The boss at CNN, the president of CNN. I love working for him. I love having him as a boss. He stopped by my office every day for about a month, like, you okay? Everybody being nice to you? Everything going okay? How's the transition? You know, really concerned about the transition, and it's been wonderful. I mean, I've had a lot of opportunity at CNN. It's been kind of dizzying, and it's been all the stuff that I always dreamed of doing. So I'm really grateful.
And one of our top executive producers here in the public broadcasting family, David Brown, knows you from the business, and he talks about the kind of person you are. And one of the things that David has said about you is, people say someone's the quintessential professional, but what he really said is, you're all in with a story. Like sometimes people are out front on the camera, but you're ultimately a producer of stories, and you're fascinated by people. You say?
I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that he knows that. I do like people's stories. That is why I got into this. And so when I go someplace, for instance, when I was just in Brussels for the terrible terrorist attack there, you know, I didn't want to just stand tethered to our live shot location. You know, we had to sort of go feel it and experience it and see what was really happening in Brussels, because it's so different. When, you know, before I got there, before I landed, I thought, I'm going into a terrorist hotbed. This is going to be really scary and really extreme. This is a dangerous situation. And it probably was one of the dangerous assignments. However, when you get there, you realize that everybody's living their life. And I wanted to go into these neighborhoods and see what it was really like for people who lived in the so-called hotbed of terrorists neighborhoods. And we went in and we talked to people, and we saw kids running around, and we talked to parents about what their lives were like. And that, you know, sort of feeling and trying on the story is why I got into this business.
Shift gears, and excuse me, this is a little bit dangerous because the time in May of 2016, things will change, but it appears as if, as we move into this presidential election, and as you know, because the Chris Cuomo interview has aired for a while, it will air for a while, and even after, potentially.
So you want me to have my crystal ball?
Yeah. So you've been a part of interviews with Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump. Just let me do the Trump thing, get it out of the way.
Go ahead.
Your reaction to him. From a media perspective, what's it been like? Is he the gift that keeps on giving?
Yes. I mean, from a media perspective, that's different from a reporter or a newscaster.
Do both.
Okay. From a media perspective, yes, this is a wild ride that we've just lassoed and hung on for dear life. And obviously, whenever he's on, the ratings go up. The amount of viewers that have come to New Day, not just because of Donald Trump, but because of the wild
New
ride.
Day is the name of your morning show.
Of our morning show.
Right.
So we're having record ratings right now. And it's because I think that people can't get enough of what's happening in this presidential race. Every day is a new surprise, something that nobody has ever seen before. All these unprecedented things keep happening. Now, in terms of a newscaster and a reporter trying to figure out Trump has been a challenge, because who is he really?
Has he gotten away with not having to be accountable for who and what he is?
Well, I think that we are trying to now fact check and hold him accountable for the things that he says. You know, he paints in broad brushstrokes, which is great for a soundbite, but it's not great for specifics. So it's our job. I mean, look, you know, we are the people on the front lines of trying to hold all of the public officials accountable. So if we've let him get away with it, then shame on us. And it's up to us to say, what do you mean by that foreign policy? What do you mean by you're going to dispense with ISIS immediately? How are you going to do that? Give me specifics. So we try to do that whenever we can. You know, he calls in. He calls in on the phone as opposed to coming into studio. So sometimes it's a little bit harder. Technically, it's a little bit harder when somebody's on the phone.
He's more in control.
He's more in control, and you also can't read somebody. You know, the way you and I are sort of sitting here, I can see you, I can understand, I can tell how my words are affecting you. It's harder, but, you know, those are the rules in this one.
Hillary Clinton. Do you believe that, well, let me ask you this. Hillary Clinton and the media, she often believes she's a target, unfairly targeted. You say?
I think that Hillary Clinton had an opportunity that I don't think she's exploiting yet in terms of with the media. She should take a page from Trump's book. She should be more accessible. Trump calls into the media morning shows every week, sometimes daily. Sometimes he does many shows daily. She has been harder to get to.
Does she want to be accessible?
I don't think so. And so it's like the chicken and egg. I think that she doesn't want to be accessible because she thinks she hasn't been treated fairly. She thinks that she's been attacked or blindsided in some way by the media. Yet, because of that, she's not accessible. So when we get her, we try to ask everything all at once and try to hold her feet to the fire. So I think it's this vicious cycle that I would like to see her, you know, because Trump has set the tone. Where he calls in, he's highly accessible. He's nothing if not accessible to the media. You know, he does all sorts of media interviews every single day. And I think that it's time for Hillary Clinton in this year, 2016, to do that. That seems to be working for people. They're eating it up.
A couple minutes left. Morning television. Tell everyone the hours you're on again.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Time to get up.
3 a.m.
No, come on, stop.
I know. It's torture. Isn't that the worst? I mean, honestly, it's torture. Nobody should live this way because...
But you chose to.
Well, yes, because I didn't really understand the physically grueling toll that it will take on you, number one.
No, excuse me. You did more. No, Alisyn, at the other place, I visited you a few times.
I interviewed you several times.
Yes, and I visited you in the new place. You know what getting up at that time is.
Yes, I meant back then at Fox that when I got started in this, I didn't realize how much waking up at 3 a.m. takes out of you. But I've done it for so long because I'm now sort of identified with morning TV. You know, that's my brand is morning TV.
Yes.
And the thing that's good about morning TV that keeps me getting out of bed and coming back for more is that it's more of a personality vehicle. You do more of the gamut of stories from human interest to features to everything. So that is what morning TV is. It fits me, but I just wish I could have morning TV on from noon to 3 p.m.
Resolve is?
Oh, Resolve is the National Infertility Association. It's a charity close to my heart. 1 out of every 8 couples struggles with infertility. I did. I always prayed to God. I said, if I'm ever on the other side of this, I'll do whatever I can to help people. So now I talk about it. I'm on the board of Resolve, and they try to have everybody who wants to have a family able to have a family.
The new school of Monmouth County. At public television, we love people who are involved in educational nonprofit organizations, so we give you a chance to plug that.
I really appreciate that. The new school is where I went to school from 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. It's a small, very tiny, progressive school. They've been around for 45 years on a, sort of shoestring budget. They take all sorts of different kids who, for whatever reason, public school didn't work for them. And they're just a really, really special place. So my husband and I provide a scholarship fund to kids who wouldn't otherwise be able to go there. And they gave me one when I was young to be able to go there. And so I try to pay it forward.
You love your Jersey roots, don't you?
I do.
They help define you.
Completely. I don't know who I would be. I mean, I've always said, Steve, geography is destiny. Where you were born ends up defining who you are.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Every day
I know
when
you feel it.
Believe me, I do. I sit there and go, what am I doing here? And then you realize it's part of, I don't know why it works out the way it does, but I'm glad it does. But The Jersey roots never leave you. Listen, say hello to our friend Chris Cuomo.
Will do.
You guys have a great show over at CNN, and the Public Television family wishes you and your colleagues nothing but the best.
Thanks so much. Great to talk to you, Steve.
You got it. Stay with us. We'll be right back from the Tisch WNET studio here in the heart of Manhattan. We'll be right back.
To see more one-on-one with Steve Adubato programs, visit us online at steveadubato.org. If you would like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato PhD and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato.
We are thrilled to be joined by one of the funniest.
That's right.
Yeah, she is. Bonnie McFarlane, comedian, author of You're Better Than Me. Hey, what is You're Better Than Me? Where'd that come from?
I don't, I used to have it on my Twitter. That was the thing I always had. So, when they click to see who you are, I just went, you're better than me. But I didn't realize, and I'm so sorry to you and everyone else who understands the English language, that it's really poor grammar.
Who cares?
Thank you.
It's fine.
People on Twitter care.
You think,
Yes.
Don't ignore a lot of people on
I
Twitter.
didn't know that my fans, I said they won't notice, but they did.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it too. By the way, and you're married to?
Rich Voss,
That
thank
guy's
you.
good.
He's a legend. I have to say that. It was in our wedding vows.
That you said he was a legend?
Anytime I say his name,
Who
I
wrote
have...
it? He did or you did?
He did. You must always say legend when mentioning my name.
He's legendary. By the way, the story of the two of you meeting.
Yes. We were
Play
at
it
the
out.
Comedy Cellar, and I went down to meet him. I'd never met him before. I'd seen him on the show.
He's legendary. How did you not know him?
I knew who he was. I saw him on Last Comic Standing. I didn't like him on the show at all. I thought he was a jerk, as everyone did. I was not the only one. And but I was meeting everyone on the show, so I went down and I met him. And
He was not a jerk when you met him.
well, he said you're that comedian girl, which I was flattered that he knew who I was, and then, or at least knew that I was a comedian. And then he said, I'd hit on you, but I'm on a date. And then he
was a jerk.
my heart went
I'm not saying you are a
pitter-patter.
jerk. I mean, but that was it. But he was being funny.
Well, that's his persona.
Was he actually on a date?
He actually was on a date.
I'm sorry.
Yes, and,
that's a good line, though. I'm going to leave it alone.
But he went on stage, right? He got introduced right after that, and he went on stage and he started to bomb, so then I left. I wasn't going to be a part of that.
Hold on, wait a minute. You left in the middle of him bombing?
Yeah, he said he turned it around. We'll never know, because I'd left.
We'll talk later about you leaving in the middle of that. But the two of you, I was on, because I do my research, I'm sitting there looking, the serious thing that you guys do.
We do a show on Sirius XM.
What's it called?
My Wife Hates Me.
The two of you back and forth. Are you
Yes.
trying to help people in their relationships or make it worse?
Well,
I can't decide.
I say
'Cause my
we're
wife and I
saving
listened to it
lives.
the other-
I think we help people in that they go, oh, thank God we're not them. I think we're doing better than they are.
And you have a podcast.
And then we have a podcast,
the
which
same
is
name.
completely different. It's called My Wife Hates Me. I don't know why we did that. It was like some weird branding thing. We don't
Okay,
get
how are they different?
how entertainment works. Well, the podcast, we just sit at home and we just bicker. It's just
Yes.
whatever. We're just at our kitchen table. I always forget that it's going out. And then the radio show, we take calls and we help people with their
Are
relationships.
you really trying to help people? Or are you doing shtick?
Well, we hang up on a lot of people.
Because what? The problems
I
are
don't
too
know.
hard?
They talk too much. And then we have guests. We're not the nicest people in the world.
But wait a minute, hold on. Monty, you're trying to help people.
Yes.
But if they talk too long about their problems, you just hang up on them.
sometimes we give them advice and then they go, yeah, but, and then we're like, forget
That's
it.
it.
You're not taking the advice.
I'm curious about this. This book.
Yes. You're better than me.
Funny, but a deeper message?
I'm not good at deeper messages. If you read one, I'm happy for that. I'm happy that you saw something.
But you're from
in it.
Canada.
I'm from Canada.
So there's no deeper message? Oh, I'm sorry.
This
I had
is
to
it.
do that.
Yes. It's all.
When did you
we're
know?
right on the surface.
All right. When did you know?
That I was going to be a comedian?
Yes.
Well, I wanted to be a writer, and I knew I was funny, or at least comedic when I was writing, or at least in my head.
As a kid?
As a kid, I thought I was pretty funny. No one else did. That still,
How do you know that?
still holds true. No one else in my family
No, see, now
thinks
you're
I'm
screwing
funny.
around.
No, I mean,
You knew other people were laughing at you.
other people were laughing at me, yes.
No, other people were
You're
laughing at
correct.
your stuff.
Well, when I first started doing stand-up, I actually did really well right away. And then
How old?
I was 21 or
No, I
22.
mean now. No, I'm joking.
Yes.
No.
Thank you,
You were
please.
21.
Yeah, you can do the math.
And they were responding.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I thought this was great. This was the best thing that ever happened to me. I was in love with it immediately. I loved hanging out with comedians. I loved that you could say things that other people would think were terrible and you could get laughs by doing that. And I loved all of it, going on the road. But it was really hard too. And then at some point, you sort of lose that naive thing that you have in the beginning and you start working on your craft and you start getting terrible. I don't know why it happens.
Back up.
But you do. And then that became hard.
You can't just say that to people.
What?
Because you can say whatever you want, but you start working on your craft and then you get terrible.
Well, I think with comedy, and I see this a lot with other comedians starting out, when you see them and they're brand new and they have something really fresh about them, it's their own persona and they don't know how to hide that yet. And it's great, and you think, oh, that guy's going to be amazing. But the audience isn't really laughing. They're not really getting it. I see what that guy can be. And then you see them like 3 years later, and they've done everything they can do to get laughs, and they're no longer that great
Why does that happen?
comedian. As I think the audience is not a great judge of stand-up comedy. I do say in the book that the audience might be the worst judge of stand-up comedy.
You hit on something. There's a comedian, if I say his name, it'll hurt the comedian who's a friend. I'm not gonna do
say
that.
it.
No, stop. I'm not because I'm not mean like you.
I know.
I'm
going to find
joking.
out.
You're not mean at all.
I'm going to tweet it.
No. This comedian said to me, told me he was great. He was performing at Rascals. Mm-hmm. Legendary club where I am over in Jersey. Yes,
yeah, no, I think it's gone now.
Yeah, it used to be in Jersey, so it's not so legendary. It was at the time.
I believe that Rich and I conceived our daughter in that club.
We don't want to know. So, but it's a beautiful thing. So, well, no, I don't want, hold on.
In the
it's
green
public
room.
broadcasting. It's the second time I've said it today. I don't want to know those details.
Okay.
But it's, congratulations.
Her middle name is Rascal. Okay,
So,
go ahead.
here's what happens. He says to me, I was great tonight at Rascals. I had great material. I was great. So I said, how do you know? He goes, it just was great material. He goes, the audience hated it, though.
Yeah.
I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, they were flat. It was a terrible audience, but I was great. And so I said to him, Joe, how is it that you were great, but the audience was terrible? And he goes, I don't know how that works. I said, but if you were great, wouldn't the audience have responded? He goes, it doesn't always work that way.
Doesn't always work
but
that way.
I'm not buying it.
Well, I'm not saying that it's the audience's fault, but I will say that if you don't know anything about art and you go into a museum and you're looking at paintings, you might not know which is the best painting or which is going to go for the most amount of money, and that doesn't make the painting that you like the best painting,
So if
just because the audience likes a comedian, that doesn't make him the best comedian. Or if they don't like the comedian, that doesn't mean he's.
But we're in the response business. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you here, but here's the question.
You are,
I
though.
know.
No,
So
I love it.
And last comic standing.
Yes.
That experience for you.
I didn't enjoy that so much. I didn't like being told what I could do. I mean, the whole idea about being a comedian is that you get to do what you want to do on stage. That's your time up there. Well, they wanted me to wear a dress. They wanted me to look a certain way. Yeah, they really did.
No, stop. Seriously.
For real. I'm not kidding. That's
What did you want
true.
to wear? What did they tell you to wear?
I mean, I dress like this, This
fine.
sexy outfit is what I usually...
Well, in public broadcasting, we say wear what you want to wear and look comfortable. And what was the problem with this?
They wanted me to be, I guess they wanted me to be the girl, the cute girl on the show, and so I got a lot of notes to that effect, and I got a lot of notes on how I was responding to certain questions, and yeah, they wanted
from the judges.
No, from the producers. Yes.
Hold on,
They said if you want to go further in this competition, here's what you need to do.
I thought it was just about who was the best comedian.
Well, I mean, I don't know how it works in public television, but the rest of TV
This is a meritocracy
is
here.
completely, it's manufactured. Yes. So, I mean...
Bad experience?
I mean, when I look back on it, I was not happy doing it, and I wasn't happy after the show was over. I was embarrassed. It was a lot of things. If they had made fun of me when I was being me, I think I would have been able to handle it a lot better. But I felt like I was being vilified for someone that wasn't even who I am.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you buy the whole thing about most really successful comedians? I don't know if this is a cliche or not, because I think I'm funny. No one else does.
I think you're hilarious.
No, you don't. Including my wife, who says I just try to entertain myself, and I don't really care.
But that's what you should do.
Yeah, but she says you take it too far, and that's when I take it further. You ever notice? So she said I've often heard comedians say that the really great comedians have to have some tragedy, some deeper. And I'm sitting there saying, wow, what is that?
Well, I think you do need something grating on your life in order to keep your senses sharp to be funny. Like you see a lot of comedians, once they get to a certain level, they lose their edge comedically. And I think it's because they're surrounded by people who are saying, yeah, that's great, you're amazing. And that doesn't serve you well in comedy.
What's yours?
I live with a man who is constantly beating me down verbally.
Stop it.
In a funny way. I mean,
so you're saying
I don't want anyone to call somebody out for me.
Well, hold on. We're not editing it out. So you're saying part of your, as we would say, cross to bear, is Rich Voss giving you a tough time?
Well, we give each other a tough time. I mean, we're really hard on each other. I mean, but the thing is, it somehow works. I go watch his show. I say, don't do that. That's dumb. And then he'll take it out, and we're just better that way.
I need to tell you something. Jen Eichlin, our terrific executive producer. Jen, what did you just tell me? Rich Voss will be joining us, and this is not shtick, will be joining us in June on One-on-One.
Oh, wow.
So you know I'm going to ask him, why do you do this to Bonnie?
Yes.
Why
please. Please ask him.
Why don't you ask him yourself?
I do. That's what our whole podcast is about. You can listen to 100 and some episodes of me asking him that.
Well, listen, you are funny. And by the way, the note said that you were very shy, or you said you were shy and you don't look.
Well, I do have weird social anxiety, but I've got some tricks to get over it. I drank a lot before I came in.
You did not. And by the way, you're comfortable here.
Yeah, I don't know.
This was right.
I'm comfortable in front of a camera, or
I thought you were going to say because of me.
In front of a microphone.
I was looking fishing for a compliment.
But you also, you're very warm and engaging individual. Thank you.
What'd you say?
I said, what? I said you're an engaging individual.
I think I said aging individual.
Oh, no.
Bonnie McFarlane, you're better than me. You are better than me.
Oh, thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate it.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Virtua, Wells Fargo, Caldwell University, the New Jersey Education Association, Suez, Johnson & Johnson, and by Kessler Foundation. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.
At Virtua, we don't cut the quad tendon for knee replacement, so you don't have to cut anything you love to do. It's what we don't cut that counts. The Virtua Joint Replacement Institute. Visit GotMyLifeBack.org today.